Imagine this. It's a quiet evening at home. The cat has been asleep on the rug for the past hour. Completely still, completely unbothered. The picture of peace. Then, you pick up the little flashlight from the side table. Click. A tiny red dot appears on the wall. The cat's eyes open instantly. Not slowly, not groggily, instantly. Like a switch flips somewhere deep in its brain. Its head turns, locked onto the dot. The tail begins to twitch. You move the dot across the wall, just a little bit. The cat drops into a low crouch, shoulder blades rising, pupils dilated wide. Every muscle in its body goes tight. You flick the dot toward the floor, and the cat explodes off the rug, sliding on the hardwood, spinning, launching itself at something it cannot touch, cannot smell, cannot hear, and frankly, cannot even fully see. It crashes into the baseboard, looks around wildly, and spots the dot again. And immediately, the whole process starts over. This animal has food in its bowl, a warm house, and zero natural predators. It wants for nothing. And yet something in that tiny red light reached down through thousands of years of evolution and flipped a switch your cat has absolutely no control over. Believe it or not, that little dot isn't a toy. It's a trigger. And the story of why it works is fascinating. Welcome to Believe It or Not, the show where weird is real and the truth is stranger than fiction. I'm your host, Bryan. And in today's episode, we're going inside the mind of one of the most popular pets on Earth to find out what's really happening when a cat loses its mind over a laser pointer. It involves ancient hunting instincts, a quirk in how the brain processes reward, and a reason why laser play might not be as harmless as it looks. Let's get into it. Here's something easy to forget when your cat is asleep on a couch cushion. It is neurologically speaking a predator. Long before cats lived in houses and ate from ceramic bowls, they survived entirely by hunting. Small, fast-moving prey like mice, birds, insects, and anything that darted and dashed through the grass. And over thousands of years, that lifestyle shaped the cat's brain in very specific ways. You see, cats developed eyes that are extraordinarily sensitive to motion. A tiny flicker at the edge of their vision, something that a human wouldn't even consciously register, will snap a cat's attention immediately. They developed a hunting sequence that runs almost automatically. Detect, stalk, pounce, catch. And they developed a deep neurological drive to run through that sequence whenever the right stimulus appears. That drive doesn't disappear just because the cat now lives indoors and dinner comes from a can. It's still there, wired into the brain, waiting for something to wake it up. The reason laser pointers work so well, almost too well, is that they hit every trigger the cat's hunting brain is looking for, all at once. The dot is small, like prey. It moves unpredictably, like prey. It stops suddenly, then darts away. Exactly the kind of erratic motion that a mouse or bird makes when it knows it's being chased. In fact, in some ways, the laser is a more potent trigger than real prey, because it never tires, never hides, and never stops moving in that perfect, tantalizing way. The moment the cat sees it, the hunting sequence fires up automatically. Eyes lock on, body drops low. The stalk begins. And then the pounce. The cat isn't playing exactly, it's hunting. It doesn't know that what it's hunting doesn't exist. And here's where the laser pointer gets complicated. In real hunting, the sequence has an ending. The cat detects prey, stalks it, pounces, catches it, and feels it under its paws. That final moment, the capture, sends a signal through the brain's reward system that says, "Success. Sequence complete. You can relax now." With a laser pointer, that ending never comes. The cat chases, pounces, and finds nothing. No sensation, no resistance, no prey. The dot simply vanishes or reappears somewhere else, and the whole thing starts over. The brain's hunting sequence runs again and again, without ever reaching the step it's designed to reach. Now, for some cats, this is just confusing. For others, particularly cats who are played with this way repeatedly, it can cause genuine frustration and anxiety. Behaviors like pacing, increased aggression, or obsessively searching walls and floors for the dot long after the laser has been put away, those are all signs that a cat's brain got stuck in a loop it couldn't complete. Animal behaviorists have a name for this: predatory frustration. And it's a real phenomenon, not just an internet theory. So, next time you take out the laser pointer, remember, for you it's just a game. But for your cat, it's a life or death situation. Believe it or not. What I find genuinely fascinating about the laser pointer story is what it reveals about instinct and about how much of behavior runs beneath conscious control. Your cat isn't choosing to chase that dot. It isn't weighing its options and deciding that, hey, this looks fun. Its ancient hunting brain sees the right signal and fires, automatically and completely, before any other part of the cat's mind has a say in the matter. And honestly, humans aren't so different. We have our own deep instincts towards certain foods, towards certain social dynamics, towards screens that flash and ping and demand our attention, that operate below the level of conscious choice. Things that grab us before we've decided to let them. Understanding why we chase the dot, whatever that dot happens to be, is the first step toward actually having a choice about it. Now, here are a few believe it or not facts I found while researching the podcast. Believe it or not, cats can detect motion up to 10 times more effectively than humans can. Their visual system is specifically tuned to notice the tiny, fast movements that small prey make, which is why a laser dot moving across a wall is basically impossible for them to ignore, even from across the room. Believe it or not, the laser pointer is such a potent hunting trigger that some cats will ignore real toys in favor of chasing the dot, even though the real toy is something they can actually catch. The laser has hacked their hunting instincts so completely that it outcompetes reality. Sound familiar? Believe it or not, animal behaviorists now recommend always ending laser play sessions with something the cat can actually catch. You know, like a small toy tossed across the floor. This gives the brain's reward system the capture signal it's been waiting for and prevents the frustration loop from setting in. Believe it or not, some cats become obsessively fixated on walls and floors after laser play, searching for the dot long after it's gone. This is the cat's hunting brain stuck on active mode, with nowhere to go, like a song stuck in your head that your brain can't stop trying to finish. Kind of reminds me of the Baby Shark song, huh? And finally, believe it or not, cats are one of the only domesticated animals whose hunting behavior was essentially never bred out of them. Dogs were selectively bred over thousands of years to suppress their predatory instincts and work cooperatively with humans. Cats, more or less, domesticated themselves and brought their full hunting brain along with them. And here's one more bonus, believe it or not, fact. A cat's hunting drive is completely separate from its hunger. A well-fed cat will hunt just as enthusiastically as a hungry one, sometimes more so, because it has the energy to burn. The drive isn't just about needing food, it's about needing to complete the sequence that its brain was built to run on. Believe it or not. Your cat has no control over what the laser pointer does to its brain. The signal arrives, the instinct fires, and the chase begins, all before any conscious choice is possible. So here's something worth thinking about. What triggers do you have that work in the same way? Things that grab your attention or pull you in before you've made a decision to engage. And once you know what they are, does that knowledge give you more control over them? Before you go, here's a little reminder. If you're enjoying Believe It or Not, follow or subscribe wherever you listen. And share this episode with someone who owns a cat, or with someone who's ever lost 20 minutes scrolling a phone screen and wondering what just happened. The two might have more in common than you think. Next time on Believe It or Not, you probably used this morning without thinking twice. You swished some around in your mouth and let everything feel clean, fresh, and minty. But Listerine, and mouthwash as we know it, didn't start out as a dental product. It was invented for something else entirely. Something surprising. Something that, once you hear it, you'll not be able to unknow. The strange, slightly disgusting, and genuinely fascinating history of mouthwash. You won't want to miss it. But before we go, as always, here's a joke that's better